everybody. This is a quick review of 4 iterations on a design for a hood for a powered air purifying respirator. This is made out of yellow nylon kite fabric, and the view screen on this is made out of a pretzel container. Inside we have a little bit of metal pipe strap and a screw, a nut, and a bolt with a homemade aluminum washer here to cause the fabric to grip both sides of the plastic view screen. This design functioned, but it certainly wasn't the best fit. There's some elastic here around the neck. That was a little uncomfortable, elastic around the neck. There are some exit holes here so that air enters at the top, travels across the face, and exits here. That works great. But as we're learning about with COVID-19, it's important to filter the exit holes instead of just having the air blow directly out. Otherwise, you're emitting virus particles and causing harm to others. The design is a little complicated in terms of the fabric and how it was sewn. There's a hole in the back for the air hose to enter, but there's nothing inside of here holding the air hose in place and keeping it pointed down in front of the face to have air exit. Also, the large volume causes it to inflate, which looks rather silly. And there's another problem with your ears inside of the inflation chamber. The sound of the fan is very loud, and it's almost impossible to hear people talking to you. We could turn the fan down some, but I think the next iteration of the design will start to address some of these things. Here is version 2. The windscreen here is made out of a seltzer water bottle. The design does not cover the ears. It's somewhat of a hat, and this probably looks like something a restaurant worker might use to cover their beard. Some of the problems here, the elastic doesn't grip very well on the side where the ears go, and even though the ears are not covered, it ends up blowing out air directly at the ears, which sounds really loud. So it's still causing the problem we're trying to avoid. The air hose travels up through the back here, across the top, through what looks like a little shark fin here, and that grips tight with an elastic, and then it comes down inside of here and attaches with this Velcro. This inner plastic pipe strap helmet construction is very nice in terms of keeping the mask positioned correctly on the head and keeping the air hose pointed where it should point. But I still felt that this is a lot of material, it's a complicated pattern, and things could be made more simple. Now enter version 3. This model is for a windscreen, view screen. This is an 11 by 14 piece of acrylic made for scrapbooking. It's just about the right thickness. It's thick enough that it holds its shape, but thin enough that it's very easy to bend. The plastic pipe strap at the top and the bottom keep it bent in the correct curve. There is a sealed small pipe up here for connecting the air hose, and that effectively blows it right down the front of the face. Some of the problems here is that the air hose tends to pull it back, and that points the air straight at the screen, so it is still a little hard to adjust. One of the problems here is this strap that goes around the back of your head is not exactly aligned with the forehead strap that keeps it pressed forward, and so the mask tends to torque forward at the bottom. Some improvements here. This is a piece of sewn-in t-shirt material as an exit air filter, and it's not quite big enough because there's still too much pressure in the mask and you can feel air exiting around the face, but it does start to provide some filter benefit for the exhale so that people not wearing the mask are protected in case the wearer has an infection. That was a nice try, and now we have iterated, and perhaps this will be the final redesign, version 4 here, using some white kite fabric. The actual fabric piece is a very simple rectangle that is 9 inches by 46 inches, and learned how to use a sewing machine for this one, so it's a little bit neater looking. It's attached right here, sort of gathered up, because the sides don't need to be as long as the top and bottom. The top on this is much longer, such that the elastic grips on top of your head and it makes a nice good seal. I've added a right angle to the air entry port, and this really does the trick, with the air hose resting on top of your head and anchored in this little loop on the back. The air points exactly in the correct position for easy breathing. The visor is still the 11 by 14 acrylic. Fixed the attachment right here for the elastic strap for the back of the head meeting the plastic strap for the forehead. They are aligned so that the face mask stays perfectly vertical. The exit area at the bottom, made out of the t-shirt material, is much larger, and this is now tripled t-shirt material. From reading about basic studies on the effectiveness of different materials and how many layers, this is probably close to 99 and N99. The problem is, if you were to actually wear a mask of this triple thickness material, it'd be impossible to breathe out of. It takes way too much force to exhale through it. Now, of course, that's not a problem for us wearing this, because there is a powered blower pumping air in with a motor, and the motor's doing the work for us, so it is very easy to breathe in this. And that's all we have for now. Next up, the next video, we'll do some outdoor use of the mask in common physical activities and see how well it performs. Thanks.